Do not use this floor jack. It could cause damage, injury, or even death. Find out why, and the best floor jack. We'll cover all the best types of jack for you. Now, first guys, look at this jack. You probably seen one of these scissor jacks in the back of your vehicle. As far as lightweight and portability, this jack has all these things in mind, which can definitely be a factor. But a lot of this depends on what type of jack you want. So it comes with the vehicle. You would think it's pretty safe. However, that's not really the case. But you can see all you have to do is turn this. This raises it as you turn it to the right. You turn it to the left. This lowers it. This is how I placed it in between the notches. And I tighten it up by hand. Make sure it's not on any heels or anything like that. These jacks are very dangerous. Connect this single piece. The bumper jacks, the high jacks, you know, all those serve some sort of purpose for high lifted vehicles or whatever it may be. So as you can see, it's not really that difficult. It's a little bit slow, but it gets the job done. And that starts to get a little bit more difficult, obviously, when you raise it up a little bit. Now, if you want to take it back down, kind of loosen it up. Okay, now we can take a look at the floor jack. Probably one of the most popular jacks. This is more of like a little similar thing to a hockey puck that you can place this notch in between so not to bend or damage the pinch weld under the vehicle that you're lifting it of. Often you'll come with a little plastic piece or rubber piece that goes on top of this. Somewhere along the lines I've lost mine. These are very durable. You can even see this is a low profile, and this is one of the biggest problems when it comes to jacks. Is yes, the scissors jack's probably one of the most dangerous jacks, and you shouldn't use it unless you absolutely have to, and only do it for like one time emergency case. That's about it. Definitely don't work under the vehicle. On the other hand, the floor jack, well, it's a great jack all around, but it does have its drawbacks. It's pretty heavy. You can hear that. You can move it around pretty easy though on concrete, solid ground. And you'll see, you just roll this under like so. Take this, you're gonna find that pinch weld as I showed you guys a moment ago. Just go under here, take this, you wanna make sure this valve is tight. This holds the pressure in, so you wanna keep that, make sure it's good and tight. Then you can adjust this however you like by hand, same as the other. At a point, it does want to start lifting at an angle, so often you'll have to readjust these type of jacks. If you're not careful, you don't place it right. Now this is really easy and a lot faster than the scissor jack, and I would say a lot safer as long as you do it correctly. Never stand directly over top of the bars or any of the jacks or anything of that nature, because you will get a rude awakening. Now, if you want to let it down, you want to gently turn the valve in the opposite direction, counterclockwise, gently, slowly, and then you can open it up a little bit more. Once it's allowed the car to sit down nice and slowly, you can just pull it out, just like that. Go ahead and check out this hydraulic jack. There are bottle jacks and other jacks. As I said, the typical bottle jack, I'm sure you guys have seen one of them. And this is to allow pressure to be released in case of emergency. You want to place this in here and turn it very gently as you would for the floor jack. And just toss that in there for the moment. Here's our instruction manual. If you've never used one of these, difference is this you can use plugged up to your battery or the cigarette lighter. Now, typically I prefer the battery, and see, this can be raised or lowered all within just a click of a button. As you guys can see, pretty simple. Well, let's find out if these guys are all they're hyped up to be. You can see there's a groove on here, which is definitely what you want on a bottle jack or anything when you're trying to lift this up. Just be very careful, follow manufacturer's recommendations. When we connect it into the controller, click. Okay, this is where I'm a little bit concerned. Go ahead, prop your hood up. Next, we'll go ahead, move this battery cover off of here. So make sure the connections, you don't pull against any wires, because I've had a few products be tested lately. People wanted to test, and that's exactly what happened. The wires just pulled off, and it caused the product to short circuit, a borescope and something else. Okay. Guys, look, big base on the bottom of it. Big steel base. One thing I'd like to say is you're supposed to make sure that this can actually go under the vehicle. You want to make sure there's enough clearance, because when you get a flat, this is one of the biggest problems you'll run into when trying to get under a vehicle for a flat tire or anything else, is how much clearance you're going to have. I'm sorry it's got dark. The only reason this has happened is because I wanted to give this jack a opportunity. It's an all-tool jack, as you've seen in the first of the video when it was daylight. And I brought the jack down because I did raise it a few inches, but when I went to check to make sure it was aligned, because I didn't want it to crush my fingers, so that's why I stopped it. You know, I lowered it with this. But the reason I did that is because it wouldn't lower, it wouldn't continue going up, it wouldn't do anything. So I unplugged everything. Now we're going to give it another try. Hopefully it'll work this time. Look, nothing. Absolutely nothing. The last thing you want is to be in a situation. I mean, if this thing stopped working in 5 minutes, well, this is a common problem I see with a lot of electrical products these days. It's simple, really. A lot of people aren't making good quality, and that's really unfortunate, guys. Really unfortunate. You may think I don't have any good lights. Well, maybe that's a good video for us to try out next time, and hopefully we have some better luck, because this is the third car tool that actually has been damaged because they don't put any kind of protection on it, and I'm not sure why that happened. But guys, I want to thank you for watching Nate's Interactive Auto.